The Bible consists of 66 books written by 40 different authors in 3 different languages over about 1,500 years. It is one story. The picture you see, created by Chris Harrison and Pastor Christoph Römhild, is an image of the Bible. Genesis is on the left and Revelation on the right. Every connection between 2 texts and prophecies fulfilled in the text is connected with a colored line. This picture shows us visually what the Bible does textually. It tells one cohesive story, culminating in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It all reveals his character, his heart, his mission, his purpose, and his work. He is revealing himself through Scripture. The entire Bible points to Jesus. Then, he said to them, "These are my words that I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses and the prophets and the Psalms must be fulfilled." Luke 24:44. In Genesis, Jesus is the seed of the woman that would crush the head of the serpent. In Exodus, Jesus is the Passover lamb who takes away the sins of God's people. In Leviticus, Jesus is the great high priest who intercedes for us. In Numbers, Jesus is the water in the desert, our living water. In Deuteronomy, Jesus is the coming prophet who is greater than Moses. In Joshua, Jesus is the commander of the Lord's army, defeating our ultimate enemies. In Judges, Jesus is the true judge, delivering us from evil and injustice. In Ruth, Jesus is our kinsman redeemer. In 1st and 2nd Samuel, Jesus is the greater prophet and priest. In 1st and 2nd Kings, Jesus is the greater king. In 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Jesus is the son of David who comes to reign eternally. In Ezra and Nehemiah, Jesus is the one who restores worship and protects his people. In Esther, Jesus is our advocate, putting his life on the line to restore us to royalty. In Job, Jesus is the mediator between God and man. In the Psalms, Jesus is the Holy One who would never see corruption. In Proverbs, Jesus is the personified wisdom of God. In Ecclesiastes, Jesus is our true meaning. In Song of Solomon, Jesus is our faithful and devoted love. In Isaiah, Jesus is the suffering servant. In Jeremiah, Jesus is the weeping Messiah. In Lamentations, Jesus is the one who assumes the wrath of God on our behalf. In Ezekiel, Jesus is the Son of Man. In Daniel, Jesus is the one in the fire with us. In Hosea, Jesus is the husband who stays faithful to us when we betray him. In Joel, Jesus is sending his spirit to his people. In Amos, Jesus delivers justice to the oppressed. In Obadiah, Jesus is the judge of those who do evil. In Jonah, Jesus is the greater missionary who pursues the undeserving with mercy. In Micah, Jesus is the one who casts our sin into the sea of forgetfulness. In Nahum, Jesus proclaims a future world with peace beyond our imagination. In Habakkuk, Jesus is the one who crushes injustice. In Zephaniah, Jesus is the warrior who is mighty to save. In Haggai, Jesus restores our worship. In Zechariah, Jesus is the pierced Messiah, pierced for our transgressions. In Malachi, Jesus is the Son of righteousness who brings healing to his people. If you want to hear from Jesus, to know him, to see him, look no further than this book. It's no ordinary book nor just words on a page. This is God's living word, and he appears to us through his word. The Bible is one story about Jesus.